Ajahn, I understand.
Okay. So now, in order to understand the truth, there must be firm confidence of the truth is right now, but it's not
Yes,
understood.
Ajahn.
It's not understood because no one enlightened the truth before the Buddha. So he taught us what he had realized to understand the truth of each moment in life, every life, from life to life, years and years ago, this life, and on in the future, the same, but no understanding. That's why when we talk about condition, it's what Buddha said, all dhammas, sankhara dhamma, arises and falls away. All of them, everything are anatta, included that which is not conditioned to arise. And that is only nibbana. That's why there's not nibbana now. But what is there now should be realized, should be understood. Otherwise, how can there be the understanding of the great virtues of the Buddha? Just the Buddha, pay respect. But what did he say? Just about the truth of what is there right now. So close. When we talk about condition, it's this moment. If we think in the book, it's not now. But what is now is conditioned. So learn to understand what is this moment, to understand what condition it to arise. Otherwise, we just learn about that which does not appear all day. Where are they? Not known yet. That's why learn to understand each word is just about this very moment. Nothing can arise at all without its proper conditions. Is that right? So why do you want to understand or to know more about condition? This is so true. The very subtle reality is there, unknown, because it's that which everyone follows it to something else, not this moment. For example, to condition, where is condition? You think about conditions, not about this moment. What is there? In order to understand what condition is to arise. Is that true?
Yes,
This
Ajahn.
is this is learning to understand a so very subtle reality because it does not appear as it is at all. Buddha said after his enlightenment, what is there is so very short in split seconds. Each moment, what is there is conditioned. Otherwise, nothing arises at all. But what is there appearing has arisen by conditions. That's why it is not just want to understand condition, because it's so simple to say there must be the I, there must be that which impinges on the I, condition the reality which arises to experience it with conditions, other realities arising together, experience the object, different qualities, different functions. See, it is now. And why do we learn about this moment? Because only this present moment can be known. The past moment, previous moment, all gone. The future hasn't come yet. So just thinking about the past and the future, no thought about what is that right now, which arises and falls away so rapidly, unknown. That's why learn to understand the virtues of the Buddha, the great virtues. What is there now as it is realized from or by his understanding so great. Otherwise, why his word, each word represents the nature of what is there in each moment to be known as it is. No one, because it's gone. Whatever arises falls away instantly. Is that true? It does not appear, but consider it. It's true, so true. Nothing's there, all gone. but it does not appear as different moment in split second at all. So how can there be the moment of letting go of the ignorance, attachment, and wrong understanding? Micchaditi, Sakkayaditi, take what is there as me or mine all the time. So what condition? So many conditions. So learn to understand each reality is conditioned one at a time. Otherwise, there are different conditions to condition different moment. And if we don't talk about the reality in a moment, how can we know what condition that very moment different from other moment? That's why we do not follow attachment by ignorance, just want to know this or that without understand the nature of what is there as a reality different from the way it appears because it's not there anymore. As soon as it has risen, it's gone. But now it seems it stays the whole day, seeing what moment it's gone. It does not appear as that yet. But the truth is that each moment is different. There must be that which is gone and that which has risen, and then that gone again, and then arise again. Different ones, never be the same one at all. Never be the same. So where and what moment is I or anything? Is it firm now to understand that it has to be realized, to be understood one by one? Otherwise, how can it be understood when they are together?
Right,
Is that right?
right.
So as long as there is attachment, clinging to conditions, or other words in the Tipitaka, no understanding of this moment. But when there is understanding of the truth of this moment, there can be further understanding of conditions of each moment as different conditions too. The condition for hearing is not the same condition as seeing, thinking, smelling, tasting, touching, liking, disliking. See, all are conditioned different by different conditions. To let go the idea of self or I, my anger, my attachment, my aversion, my ignorance. In truth, nothing can belong to anyone because they are all gone instantly, right now. Have firm confidence. So this is the Adidana Barami, confident of the truth. And the truth which is confident is Satya Barami. Never change. Life is like this, just this. Whatever in this life cannot follow to next life. Each moment gone, never to return at all. Is this not the teachings of the truth, the word of the Buddha? No matter what we heard about, understanding of that can be developed gradually because it's so very deep. The truth is that what is there now appearing is conditioned. See, no one can make it arise. So true to the truth. And whatever arises falls away instantly. So true to the truth. Because condition the arising of that, only the arising. As soon as it has arisen by conditions, it's gone. No condition for it to stay at all. Impossible for anything arises not to fall away at all. So this is life. Learn what is there in daily life, understand little by little the Dhamma, the reality, the different from yesterday, from previous moment, from morning and so on. Because there must be noon and afternoon, and then evening, and then night, and then morning again. Were that which has gone, never be there. Absolutely, ultimately gone, never to arise again. Have confidence as parami, firmer and firmer, and the understanding which is firmer is the path, the only way, letting go. Because understanding, even right now, it cannot stay, it's gone, but it does not show up as it is yet, until Panya develop gradually, correctly, rightly, not wrongly by desire or attachment, and take the word of the Buddha so very easy, so very simple. It's not like that at all. It's so very deep. So hearing the truth that is so very subtle, is that so precious to know? No one can make it arise. The truth is hidden because of ignorance. No word to consider about what is there now, until it's the word of the enlightened one, the Buddha only. Out of his understanding, realizing the truth, enlighten the truth, there can be word to be thought about, to consider about what is there now, or any time, gradually develop, firmer and firmer, to condition moment of kusala, because understanding understands that the kusala is so much better than akusala, because in a day it takes very, very few moments to be kusala. Why not? Because condition for akusala is much more than condition for kusala. That's why it conditions Viriya Barami, Kanti Barami, to develop right understanding against the current of ignorance and the storm of attachment in a day. So it's not just one life to realize the truth, not just today or tomorrow or next month to understand a little more. It takes so very truthful to know how much understanding of seeing right now as not I or anyone at all. It's just a reality which is conditioned to arise and see. That's all. So not just thinking about that word, the term, the name of condition, even understanding that this moment is conditioned has to be very firm foundation, not to forget. And no one there to do, not to forget. But understanding works its way. So at moment of kusala, the reality, understanding, the precious moment of kusala works its way. No one there at all. Is there any question? Not about the name of conditions, but learn about if one heard the word, the name of condition, what is it? Not just the word, the truth of that condition. Because that which condition is real too. If it's not real, how can it condition that moment? Is it subtle?
Right, Ajahn.
So is there any question? Little by little, firmer and firmer, understanding what is there is not I, it's not anything, it's just a reality. Whether it is that which cannot experience the rupadam, or that which experience whenever it arises, it has to experience because its nature is arises to experience. Is it paccaya, condition, what arises together? Because that which arises to experience, there are so many quality, many cetasika, mental factor, and citta, different citta by different cetasikas arising together by way of sahachata paccaya. Saha is together, chata is arise. So whatever arises together, condition each other is sahachata paccaya and anyamanya paccaya. See? It's now, this moment. It's not just in the book. So what is the difference between Sahachata Pachaya and Anyamanya Pachaya?
Ajahn, in Asha is saying, Chitta and Chitsik arise together.
By way of Sahachata Pachaya, right?
Right, Ajahn?
And also Anyamanya Pachaya, because without Chitta, Chitasika cannot arise, and without Chitasika, Chitta cannot arise. So they depend on the others, arising together and depend on the others too. That is Anyamanya Pachaya and Sahachata Pachaya, different Pachaya. Because some moment there is Sahachata Pachaya, but that is not Anyamanya Pachaya. And for Rupa, is it Sahachata Pachaya as well? See, it's not just the word, but understanding the truth of realities. We are studying realities to understand that no one there at all. Only different realities by different conditions. So for Rupa, what arises together, it does not matter now because it's time to study more about Paccaya because not understanding the nature of that which is now arising and falling away. For example, is the understanding, not the word, but the nature of the reality which is Citta, the chief of experiencing the object right now, each moment in life. It's just understood at moment of hearing, but is there any understanding of the nature of that which is not anyone at all? Just a moment, a reality arising and experiencing an object, the chief of experience. Is that the object of understanding yet?
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's said
Right.
to learn about the name of Paccaya, but to understand the nature of what is there first and learn to understand the conditions, Paccaya, which is much more subtle. That's why understanding the teachings of the Buddha is the understanding of the truth of what is there, little by little, firmer and firmer, until it's the first round of Ariya Satya, understanding no doubt what has to be known and what can be known is right now, what is there, as it is. Because it does not appear as it is until it appears as it is. That's the point. And when will it be that moment? How long? Because it has to be only understanding the nature of that so it can show up to be understood. Because understanding can understand that because of enough condition, firm confidence of what is it. Different ones, like seeing and that which is seen. We can talk about dhatu, the word, lot of word, but what about the nature of that which is different? In order to know that they are as they are, different. So it's not anyone, it's not me. It does not belong to anyone, it's gone. We learn together about the truth right now to have confidence of the truth. Otherwise, it's not refuge. Just taking refuge in the Buddha, in the Dhamma, in the Sangha, but not at all if there's no understanding of each one. So if one just follow the words, the book about condition, about how many citta and cetasikas, and die, it cannot follow because no understanding, even the word, last life, who knows what language we spoke. And this life forgot all we have spoken. because now we speak different language. Maybe last life you were Thai, and today can you understand Thai?
No, Ajahn.
That's why learn to understand, to let go ignorance and attachment, because it's so very, very sad that it's impossible to get out of samsara without the understanding of the dukkha, Ariya Satya, even the first round of the Four Noble Truths for Ariya Satya. Learn Dhamma to understand how much ignorance that has to be gradually eliminated little by little until it's gone together with some akusala. Like, first of all, there must be the eradication of Micchātiti, Sakkāyatiti. Otherwise, it's there, each moment in life. From birth, it's gone, but it does not appear, so we take it, cling to it as it belongs to me or the world as very permanent. But in truth, it's breaking world, each moment. Enough condition now, or would you like to continue on? See, so understand the right way to understand Dhamma. Not to learn the word of Dhamma, but to understand Dhamma. No matter how much we learn to
Right,
understand, it would come
right,
back
Ajahn.
to Dhamma Anatta, no matter what. It has to be Dhamma, no one, no thing, and Anatta, before it can be totally eradicated, never to arise again. See how subtle it is? And that is the teachings of the Buddha, the enlightened one. If not, it's just a word, no understanding how deep, how subtle it is. So how can it be known? That's why each moment hearing a teaching, the benefit of hearing is to understand the truth, how much ignorance of that which is now appearing. And the one who had enlightened showed way to understand the truth stage by stage. We cannot talk about paccaya if there's not enough understanding of citta and cetasika. When it's there, not just the word and then gone, remember the word only, but what about the truth, the nature of that, which is according to what Buddha taught, not permanent. All dhammas are anatta, all sankhara, anicca, dukkha, and anatta, all are anatta. But that which is conditioned, arising and falling away, is dukkha, anicca, not permanent, dukkha, anatta, unsatisfactory, and non-self, not atta at all. So learn to understand the truth little by little, not just want to understand, but just so clear and so on. It's impossible because what is clear is understanding what is there, now appearing little by little. Because when we say seeing is conditioned by the eye, without the eye, there cannot be seeing. Is that enough? What is seeing? And what condition the eye based on the eye, the rupa? See, not just the name of paccaya, but the way it is right now. The eye is a condition. Can it be known? What is the answer now? can it be known? So we talk about that which can be known or not can be known. The subtlety of the truth is the understanding the nature of what is there as it is, which does not appear as it is. So even just the words, it does not appear as it is, true or not.
Right, Ajahn.
See, even it's there, appearing, but it does not appear as it is. How ignorance and attachment, taking it for I see all the time, as long as it's not known as it is. Is there any question about the Dhamma? We learn together with condition little by little without naming it. For example, Chitta and Cetasika arise together. Arise together in Pali, Saha, together, Chata, arising. Saha Chata Pachaya, they have to arise together. See, we understand the condition without naming it. So when we hear it, we understand instantly. It means what reality arises together. No matter what, which arises together, it is by way of Saha Chata Pachaya.
सहजाता पचया में कोई चित्ता और चैसिक होता है कि रूपा भी होता है साथ में?
See, thinking again about the word and would like to know that. But what about now? Chitta and Cetasika arise together, but what appear? See, can they appear together? This is the subtle condition, confidence to condition moments of kusla to develop the direct understanding of what is there as different, not just the word. If we just learn a lot of words but no understanding of how subtle it is it studying Dhamma? So now, what appears? Learning to understand directly of the reality which is there, which is conditioned for a higher understanding of what is there now. Later by words, sati and satipatthana and so on. Not just the word without any understanding of the truth, but learn about the truth and hearing about the name of Pajya. It is understood instantly because clear understanding of the Pajya, not the word but the truth, they arise together. One Pajya so firm that it can be object of considering. Is it better than just learn all the Pajyas without clear understanding of the nature of Pajya? See? So understand the point of listening to the truth, the teachings of the Buddha, to let go ignorance of that which is now appearing and attachment to that as something, atta, flowers, bed, shoes, table, chair. The word of atta, not understanding the anatta of one reality, only one, by one, by one, by one, different ones. And that is the way to let go gradually. It cannot be taken for anything permanent at all. Is this the point in life? To understand what is there as it's not permanent. It's gone. It conditions more kusla, wholesome moment to be parami. So what is the way one would like to follow? See, what about the answer for now? What appears to be truthful to the truth? The one who hasn't heard about the truth would say, the flower, the doll, the bed, the curtain. But what did Buddha say? Not the doll, not the curtain, not the shoe. It's only that which can be seen, the ultimate truth. No one, anatta, is there. It's at the point of understanding, to understand it a little more directly, not just heard and then forgot, until it is not forgotten. And that is the confidence, the adhidana parami of Satya parami. If it's not yet like that, it's not parami. One just follow the way, avijja and lopa just drag one away from the moment now as it is. So, what is learned in word only will be forgotten for sure, even in this life. What about next life?
Ajahn, it is very deep. It is very deep.
And that's the way of Makkha, so deep. Otherwise, who's the Buddha? Very simple, very easy, impossible, and no understanding of how there must be parami, all kinds of parami, to
Mhm.
let go ignorance and all kinds of akusla. As long as it's there so heavy, no understanding of the truth, no matter how many words we can understand in word only. So now, getting closer to understand the virtues, the great virtues of the Buddha. Begin to know him by understanding his word. The subtle truth is the body, the teachings of the Buddha, because the Rupa body is not the Buddha, but the quality, the virtues, great wisdom is the Buddha. While he walked Bintabat for alms in the morning, no one knows who's he. But after hearing, considering, understanding the words of truth, that person began to understand the nature, the virtues of the Buddha. Just like people today pay respect to Buddha sincerely. What about understanding and no understanding of the subtle teaching at all? So the point is not just tell the other about the word, but to help them to understand the subtle truth in order to develop or learn more, understand more, and the moment of understanding, the understanding nature itself, let go of ignorance and attachment and all kinds of akusla. Who can eradicate akusla without understanding the akusla? How enormous it is, years and years ago. And in this life, from morning up to now, to the evening, if there's no hearing, no considering about what is there, it's impossible to pay respect to the Buddha, to understand his virtue. So the truth is that understand the subtlety of reality, it means that it's the understanding of Dhamma. Is that right?
Right, Ajahn.
So when it's so subtle, they can be more careful considering about the deep and subtle truth of each word, not just taking it for granted. But the truth is so deep, but it's so true. Right now, learn to understand this is the first round of the Noble Truth because it cannot be moment of directly understand the nature of seeing or the nature of that which is seen at moment of seeing. Is that the benefit of understanding the words of the Buddha? To have right understanding of the subtlety of Dhamma in order to have virya and khanti to consider the nature of that little by little, so very carefully. Because we talk about seeing so many times, 100,000 times, but it's still no understanding of seeing as a reality. Just the word that it arises and it sees. That is not enough. Everyone knows. But it is I when there's no understanding of the nature of what can let go, the wrong idea of only understanding little by little. Otherwise, we go the wrong way, not understanding the subtlety of Dhammas, not understand all Dhammas are anatta. What is meant by anatta, each word of the teaching, just talk about anattanness. So we learn a little more about what is there. In order that when it's there, there can be the moment of understanding it stage by stage. For example, no time thinking about it at all. To be moment of understanding, it's conditioned. It's the kusala or it is the vipaka and so on. From life to life, from moment to moment, no one can change the truth. And panya cannot be avijja, and avijja cannot be panya. Different nature. So, listening to the words of the Buddha, how much understanding, who knows? Only the one who listens. Nobody can tell at all. And that person has to be truthful to the truth. It's their appearing, no considering. So, how can it be known as it is? And how can there be moment of considering the truth of what is there? If no hearing at all about the words of truth, no condition to understand it. So we talk about understanding, but we don't talk about the name of condition yet. No use if there's no understanding. But when there is understanding, begin to understand Nisya Pachaya and Upanisya Pachaya without considering, without hearing, without being acquainted, without sati and more understanding, with stronger sipatthana and so on, it's impossible to understand the nature of it. Even it develops eons and eons, like the life of the Savaka, the followers, Sariputta, Mokkallana, and so on. How long it has to develop. So what about I? Just sit and then realize the truth. Impossible. Wrong way. Wrong idea. Underestimate the amount of ignorance. No understanding of seeing right now at any time. So how can there be letting go of the idea of self? So from now on, learning about the truth, the way it's conditioned, more and more, you are familiar with the truth of condition. So when you heard the name, it's just like being translated. Nisya Pachaya, Upanisya Pachaya. See what I do? Not only once, but the more acquainted, the more understanding. So gradually that it let go the idea of when will it be attainment of the truth. That is not idea at all. Because at that moment it is avijja and attachment, the second noble truth, unknowingly. So be truthful to each moment in life. Right understanding has to understand the truth because it's so real, not the other idea going somewhere or trying to do some other thing, thinking that's the way. That is not subtle at all. But talking about the subtlety of Dhammas, understanding that it takes quite a long time to understand the different stages of the Four Noble Truths is the way, the fourth Arya Satya, the path leading to realize the truth. It's now, isn't it? Or not this moment, the other moment, no understanding of the subtlety. And this is so subtle that the path is not other way. It just begin to consider what is there in words, consider it, discuss it, have a little more understanding of the truth that is conditioned. It arises and falls away, little by little. This is the only way, the only path. Not the word about paccaya and so on. Not understanding that the paccaya is right now.
Right, Ajahn.
Understand the more name of paccaya later. No use to listen to the name only, but understanding the truth. You know, when you heard about the name, it's what it said. Like Sahachata say, it cannot be other condition. It has to be arise together. And we talk about it from the very beginning, what arises together. But we don't use the word Sahachata Pachaya. But in truth, it is by way of Sahachata Pachaya, one Pachaya. And Aramana Pachaya, see, we understand what is Aramana. Without Aramana, Chitta cannot arise at all. Because Chitta experiences the object, the Aramana. Hardness is in many places everywhere. But what is appearing is experienced by Chitta. So Aramana is one Paccaya for Chitta to arise. But only as Aramana, see? And what about Avijja? Is it conditioned by what Paccaya? See? It arises very often until it's so strong. Uppa, very strong. Nisya, Apajaya, which arises very often to condition that moment. That which does not arise very often, can it condition such moment as many moments as that which is appearing more and more. So it's not just the name or the word, but when you understand the Pali word, the Hindi word, or whatever it's called, you understand the meaning of it, its name according to its function or the way it is. Aramana Pachaya and Hetu Pachaya. See, in a day, does anyone learn about Hetu Pachaya? Is the Hetu Pachaya now? See, is the Hetu Pachaya now? See, not the word. We can talk about the name, the Hetu Pachaya, 6 of them or 9, depending on Sati and so on, but no understanding of it. But when there is understanding, what is the Hetu in life? Avijja is hetu, conditioned attachment, taking everything so permanent. But it's the word of atta, not the word of anatta, as Buddha realized. Different word. That's why think, the thinking of the one who hasn't heard about the truth at all, think that everything is permanent. My friend, my things, my belongings. But in truth, it's a breaking world. If it's not experienced, how can it let go? The clinging to it that is not there anymore. And what paccaya is it? Hetu paccaya. Conditioned moment of attachment, aversion, or different. To be kusala, not akusala. Gradually, depending on condition, how much nisaya or upanisaya has been accumulated. We are in the world of paccaya but don't know and would like to know the name. But the truth is now, learn to understand moment of avijja and moment of loba or moment of dosa. What is that in a day? In a day. So true. And this is what we said, learning Dhamma, not just reading the book. Learning Dhamma because Dhamma is right now. The understanding of each Dhamma, each different reality as not self, is the way to learning Dhamma. Otherwise, one just think about Dhamma, Citta Cetasika, but when is it or where is it? No thought about it. And where is Citta and when is Citta? See, learn to understand it's now closer and closer to the truth, the second ground of Ariya Sattva. Without understanding the first ground, so clear, so strong, no condition for the second round, which has to be sati patthana. If you don't know what sati is, what particular cetasika is, how can it be conditioned? How can it be conditioned? Just go somewhere, concentrate on something. It's not sati, and it's not satipatthana. See? So understand each word, what is sati and what is satipatthana. And later on, the word in satipatthana, satindriya, satikala, sati sampocong, or sammasati of the Eightfold Path. Because just the seed cannot grow yet, but when it's grown gradually, little by little, so very little, and then on and on, more and more, it's the same kind. But it's not at the moment when it begins, it grows up and on and on. Is it paccaya? What kind of paccaya? No need to mention the name. But when there is the understanding and come across the words of paccaya, there is understanding of all paccaya. When there is the understanding of paccaya in daily life, is this the way to study Dhamma? The only way has to be the first round, the second round, and the third round. As any kind of learning, it has to be the beginning and on until the highest one. But the highest in the teaching of the Buddha is so long from now because it has to be right understanding of the reality which is now appearing only. Otherwise, it's useless. Learn about the truth but not understanding that it's there right now. Dukkha Ariya Satta is this moment, see? But it's not Ariya Satta yet. It's not suppressed because it's not moment of realizing the nimitta of that which is there arising and falling away. Even what is there to be realized is by way of nimitta. See how subtle it is. Because now different kinds of citta arising from moment to moment by conditions. But what is there appearing, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking that's all. And that is the teaching of the enlightened one to help anyone in the world who has accumulation to understand the benefit, the precious of understanding the truth, to not forget. Is it not subtle? The way to let go, not to try to know this and that, but to let go ignorance and clinging, the hidden ignorance and clinging all the time until right understanding begins, to open it up. That is there almost in every corner, every moment, unknown. And life is so short. What about understanding today and tomorrow death? Better than none. It is the seed that can be nourished, get bigger and bigger until it bear the fruit. The panya which realized that each word of the Buddha can be realized, but it has to be so very truthful, satya varami, seeing that it's not permanent, it's not me, but it keeps on arising by condition from moment to moment, eons and eons and eons, the circle of birth and death. What is there? Long ago and today and tomorrow, who knows? Exactly, or adamas, anatta. So when someone say about attachment, it's a reality. It is there, appearing to be known, or the other reality appears to be known, not the avijja. That's why even there are so many Jetasikas, depending on what appears can be known right there. So real because its quality, its nature appears. Just depend on whether there is understanding or no understanding right now, as it is. So, what is the most precious days in life from now on? Only the moment of understanding is the best. Is it Pachaya? See, not once, more and more and more, to be Upanisaya. And the word in Tipitaka, there is the word Upanisaya Kojara. See, Upanisaya Kojara. Kojara is another word for Aramana, but it means only the Kojara, the Aramana of the Bodhisattva and the Sammasambuddha.
Ajahn, Khojra and Alambana.
Kojara is Aramana, but it is Aramana of the Buddha and the Buddha to be. So it's the understanding of the nature of what is there as Aramana, not known, before hearing the teachings at all. What is known as people and things, that is not Upanishadakotara of the Buddha and his follower. Even Aramana, they are different. The Aramana of understanding or the Aramana of attachment, the same object. So now, is Aramana Upanishya Aramana Kojara or not yet? But one day it will begin to be Upanishya Kojara, hearing again and again of the truth of the Aramana until it's time by condition, the Aramana of Satipatthana. So understand, the object of Satipatthana is Upanishya Kojara for those who develop right understanding, even if it's the same object, wistful object. But when it's the moment of understanding, little by little, it begins to be more and more aramana. So it is special for understanding. So it is Upanishya Kojara, the same object, but when there's understanding, it is the way of the object of the Bodhisattva or the one who understands the precious moment of understanding. So it becomes object more often from that which is not known until it is Upanishad Kojara to understand the truth. That's why understanding only can understand the meaning of the word in Tipitaka. Same object. But why is Kojara, not Aramana? Kojara for those who understand the truth and develop gradually to be Nishya, Upanishya, habitual, very firm and strong. And without hearing, considering, understanding the precious moment of understanding, how can it be the Aramana as Upanishya Kojara? And Upanishya is one Pachaya, see.